So I have an iPhone 7 with a crafty microphone, and I have a Springans deck. So the audio is going to be terrible for this video, but that's all I got to record. So we're going to have to deal with it. Anyway, I built the Springans deck since locals are opening back up. It's not my main deck, but it's a deck I've been really enjoying, and a lot of people underrate this deck. I'm not playing Machine Dupe. I'm playing just pure Springans, and I'm playing... this is the going second build. This is very budget. The only expensive card I'm playing is Zues, and I'm playing it as a 1. But you're going to want it 3 if you're going to build a competitive variant of this deck. But this deck is heavily underrated. I'm just going to get right into the list. I got 3 Springans Rockety. Really good at getting back your field spell. Really good comeback plays. All the Springans monsters also have the shared effect. If they're on your hand, if they're in your hand, field, or graveyard, you can equip them to a Springans Xyz monster once per turn. He's one of the more useful ones because when you normal summon him, you can add back your field spell or Springans monster, but you're mainly gonna add back your field spell because your field spell, you have to have your field spell in your hand every single game. Otherwise, this deck won't work. Also, for 3 more Springans monsters, I'm playing 3 Springans brothers. People say I run this up too much. I like to see Springans monster in my hand, and remember they can all equip themselves to the Xyz monster from their hand, field, or graveyard. And yep, and I'm playing it at 3. I'm not playing Machine Dupe either. So yeah. I'm also playing 3 Springans Pedor. Really good. A lot of people play him at 2. Again, playing all Springans monsters at 3. He's really good because you can tribute him, and especially summon 1 Springans monster from your graveyard. Can be an Xyz monster, can be even a level 8. He's kind of like a Monster Reborn. You're not going to use him a bunch, you're basically going to use him as... you're going to be using all the Springans monsters as materials. I also have 3 Springans, Captain Sargus. He's actually gets an effect when you equip him to an Xyz monster. He gives it an extra 500 attack. Can be useful, not really. I mean, with him and Great Goganda on the field, you have a 31 attack, Springans Ship Exploder. So yeah, I also have 3 Springans Branga. He's really useful because you can banish him with a Springans monster from your graveyard. Mainly, you're going to be adding Springans Watch, but you can also add a Springans Monster. He's going to be your comeback plays. So if your opponent gets rid of your Great Sea Goganda, that's the way you're going to get back. That's the way you're going to get him back, or get it back. For your hand trap of choice, I love this in here because you don't normal summon, and this is why it's a going second deck. 3 Lava Golem. I'm playing no more, no less. I mean, if I could play more, I would. Gets ready to normal summon, but tributes 2 monsters. Absolutely insane. Going second. If your opponent has 2, at least a lot of decks get 2 negate boards, you can just tribute over it. He just deals with a lot. And keep in mind, all these monsters level 8, that'll be important later. Lava Golem, Springans, and also Springans Captain Sargus. That's important later because I have a card that deals with level 8. 3 Great Sea Goganda, no more, no less. You have to play 3. If you don't play 3, then your deck's really not doing well. Springans Watch, same deal. You have to play 3 of. Also, all these cards are cheap. You're not gonna. This deck's really budget based. These are under $1. Springans Booty. You're really gonna use the effect. Again, search the field spell. All these cards are either field spell or searches the field spell. Terraforming because you have to play it. You don't want to break. Probably one of the best cards in here. Okay, this is why they all need to be level 8. 3 Trade-in. No one's playing this. Springans monsters that you discard will have their effects in the graveyard, so you're not technically losing card advantage, and you're milling 2. Which is also, you could be milling your, you can also do this on Lava Golem, you could be milling your field spell. This unbricked me so many games, I don't know why people are not playing it, but if you have anything against it, just don't play it. It's really good though, I recommend. It's giving me good results. I'm also playing Double Desires. I like Desires, a lot of the stuff you're playing is 3 ofs, you're not going to be caring about banishing a lot. I wouldn't play it at 3, but 2, you're gonna wanting a plus. Card Destruction, again, unbricks you. All your Springans monsters have stuff in the effects in the graveyard, so they're all good in the graveyard. And if you don't want to play it, you don't have to. Foolish Burial, pretty standard. Send 1 Springans monster from your deck, then you can equip it. Triple Twin Twisters. My locals has a lot of back row removal. So I play this. If you want to play 3 Ash instead, go right ahead. I'm not stopping you. I don't have Ash in this list. All my Ash Blossoms are on other decks, and I'm too lazy to rotate them out. For trap cards, this is the only 2 you're playing. I'm not playing the other one. This one's really good. I want up it to 3, but I can't. Basically, when your opponent activates a card effect, it has to be an activated card effect. You can return once. You can also you can return one Springans monster, Xyz monster to your extra deck, and then you can either special summon level 8, which you're not going to be doing, or negate the effect, which you're probably going to be negating the effect. This deck can set up negates of this. This is really good. Now time for the extra deck. 3 Springin, yep, Exploder. You have to play 3 of this. This is your most number 1 search card. You also need to, you don't have to play 2 of this. I rarely use them. I'm actually thinking about cutting with the 1 if I get another Zues. So yeah, he's really not great. If you do get him out, you're able to make this, which just gets him off the field, so you can make Springin Exploder. So yeah, also the 1 Zues, you have to play Zues. I'm also instead I don't have 2 Zues, so I'm playing a Utopia line. I need to get 2 more of them. I was lucky enough to pull 1. I'm planning on buying a couple more. 3 Zues if you can, as 1 at minimum. I mean, you can play this without Zues, but it's your choice, your budget. Zues is really good though. You can get them to like 4 or 6 materials, a minimum 2. Yeah, this for your rank 8 plays. He's all right. I've never actually really summoned him, but he's summonable and he doesn't take up a lot of extra space. He's all right. This to send off your. I've never actually resolved this effect. You get if you send him to the graveyard off of Springans. Actually, I think I have once, but off Springans Merrymaker, you get special summon Springans monster from your deck. Now, for generic link material, Nightmare Phoenix gets rid of Imperm. This deck hates Imperm, so you're probably going to summon this if you're playing it if your opponent is Imperm, if you can. Same when Unicorn, generic. This for Borosword just for generic, and this to send to graveyard to get a banish off of Springans Braganda if you do Brick. And which I have actually done that before. Really good, I like it. Now for the side deck. Okay. I play this to go over Lava Golem. My opponent's playing anything that only requires 1 tribute, and Lava Golem requires 2. So if they only have, if they're all decks just built around summoning 1 stupid monster, like a one card, like only 1 single Dragoon, I wouldn't be able to summon Lava Golem to get rid of it. So this is just in there if they're playing that type of deck. You can choose, and it's level 8, so it does the same thing as Lava Golem. This guy is just here for a beat stick. If you want to switch to the playstyle of the deck, you're just able to special summon him and play him. I like him in 3 in the extra deck. I've actually sided him in a couple times. He's really fun. Some decks might have a hard time removing him because not a lot of decks. Some decks won't banish, and when he's sent to the graveyard, you're able to just banish 1 card and special summon him. He's a 3K beat stick, and yeah, it's not hard to bring out in this deck. If your opponent makes you go first, 3 Battle Fader. Sometimes you're just gonna have. This is a going second deck, so sometimes you're just gonna have those turns where your opponent just makes you go first, and then you can just. It's funny when you just end and don't do anything, and just drop a Battle Fader if you can, if they don't have like a Palace Bow or anything. So yeah, you can play Switch Scarecrow if you want, but I'm also playing 3 Torrentials for the same reason. If you go, if your opponent makes you go first, Torrential, or you know they're gonna make you go first, yep, just slide it in, and there you go. Also for the last thing in the side deck, it's just for Mystic Mine, really. Undying Nightmare just shuts down Mystic Mine. This deck hates Mystic Mine. That's you're siding in 3 of this. You're also playing 3 Twin Twisters. And, yeah. Overall, I think this deck is heavily underrated. And, yeah, should try building it. It can do some stupid things. Especially with the Kaijus and the Lava Golem. You can... This is obviously the side deck, so you can side them in. But the main decking Lava Golem, no one's going to really expect that. It's kind of like Dark Ruler No More, but gets rid of the monster and you don't lock out of the thing. It can be like Dark Ruler No More, sorry. But yeah, very good budget options. Anyway,